We won't even call it a competition. This is just like a group initiative. Let's call it a group initiative. Father, daughter, each will have your own hoop. This is Rod and Katie's hoop. They're gonna be here. John and Molly over here, and Devin and Sean down there. Our goal with this whole activity is to take this piece of yarn and land it in the hoop, just like that. That's all you gotta do. It just so happens that buried in this lime jello are 3 Swedish fish. And once they land that yarn in the hoop, you can go digging for your first Swedish fish. You can't use your hands, that's the only thing. So you go digging for one, and when you find it, you got 2 options. You can either eat it, I happen to like Swedish fish, or you just spit it out in this cup. Once you do that, you get to shout out what you love most about your dad or your daughter. It's that simple. Clear as mud, is that? All right. 2, 1, go.
The other thing is that I love, you seem fearless, but really I've learned that you're really afraid inside, but you're not afraid to try anything. I love that about you. Okay, we're done, right?
No, you have to cast now.
Hold on, I think you got it.
Still hard. We'll try it again. Oh! This team is not competitive at all.
This was just friendly.
This was just fun.
Not a competition.
Are we still going? Or?
Oh yeah, you gotta figure it out.
I didn't have, parents that beat me or locked me outside my house. I mean, they cared for me, and wanted me to do well. And they let you try things, because I limped and stuff. And when it was time to play Little League Baseball, the one coach came to my dad and said, well, I'd really like him on my team, and I'm afraid he's going to get hurt. My dad says, let him play.
I don't have a lot of amazing memories with Dad, and so I don't have like the anticipation of, yay, we're gonna go do something fun together, which obviously this will hopefully help with that. But so I don't have that emotion of like, yes, this is gonna be so fun, because it's just not there, because we just don't have that together. So just trying to let it be what it will be and make it's a new space in our relationship, so.
How have you typically expressed things in your past?
I've always struggled with that. So sometimes you feel things, but you don't know how to express them.
Yeah.
So.
Did you struggle to share that with your family, like with your wife, with your kids?
Yeah, because my wife said, what are you thinking? And I'm going, I'm still trying to figure that out.
What do you think some of your dad's fears are?
I know he feels like a failure. Yeah, just those failures being made public, and being reminded.
Margie made up for a lot of my shortcomings because she was a great mom.
When you say shortcomings, what do you mean?
She had much more patience than I had, and she was much more in tune with the feelings of herself and the kids. And to be honest, I worked way too much. Yeah.
In my earliest memories, we did a lot of working on bikes together. He would always make sure we had a bike, but it usually came in pieces and we would assemble it together. But that was a great time to spend out in the yard, polishing the wheels, making them all shiny. Those were very fun memories. As I got older, he got sick because of where he was working and didn't have energy to spend with us. And he just worked long hours. So he worked long hours and then was totally depleted when he got home and would just basically have to go to bed.
She, knew that I was sick for a long time because I got chemically poisoned. And there were years when I was just wiped out.
I definitely went through times where I was angry with him for not being around and not understanding, feeling like, is there something wrong with me that he prefers work over spending time with me? Those sorts of feelings. As a kid, as an adult, and understanding more, I see, kind of the background and the whys that make a lot more sense now. But as a kid, it was very confusing and hard to feel like, does my dad care? Because he's just at work all the time.
My own dad died when he was 42. And I always had that fear in the back of my mind that I was going to die at 42. So one of the reasons I wanted to try to work and get the house paid off before I was 42 is because of that issue, that I couldn't ever really shake it, because I wanted the house to be paid for so they wouldn't have to worry about that.
How did you come about to hearing about this, and what made you say yes?
Katie and Shane were the ones that said, I really think you should think about this. Of course, I said, I won't have to think about it very long. But as I thought about it, I thought, okay, well, maybe this is something you want me to do, Lord. And if it would bring me closer to Katie and my kids, I want to do it.
The parable of Jesus turning water into wine was something I was studying at the time, and it just really came out that Jesus invited the servants to fill the water pitchers. I'm sure it wasn't an easy task, but they chose to do it, and then they got to see a miracle happen. It just felt like God was saying, you know what? I'm inviting you into this space. I'm asking you to fill a water pitcher and see what happens.